For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning. Good morning, my little nerd babies. I hope you slept well. Hope you've got a steaming hot mug of coffee. I'm bringing the tea. It's a lot better when I type it. I can't quite pull it off when I say it. Good morning, chat. It's time to yell good morning to all of our friends. Please tell me in 90 seconds when you hear this if that music is too loud. Let's start with Fernando. Buenos dias, Fernando Zayas. And Maria Graciela Zayas. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Amari. Falcon got a call from the mouse. He sure did. Music City Soul. Good morning. Good morning, Penny. Good morning. Good morning, Dreaming Tabitha. Yes. Yes, you're going to need to maybe grab some antacids, maybe a nice cup of milk in case you get heartburn easy. I do tend to give people indigestion. Good morning, Kino, my friend. Hail to you, sir. And good morning, creative blue collar guy. Working and lurking, as always, the only way I would have you. Wow. We got some stuff we need to get in today. Of course, we've got our aperitif, our appetizer, before we fully get into it. So we're going to dive into it in a second as soon as things work for me. It's been a morning, man. It's been a morning. Okay. So I've had some technical difficulties. First, my camera wasn't being recognized by my computer. Actually, first, my computer couldn't decide where my mouse wanted to go. Dealt with that for the last 36 hours and just solved it. But it just went away. Like it just went away right before I started to set up the stream. Then my camera wasn't being recognized. And then Chrome wouldn't let me log on to OneStream Live. It kept telling me my rate limit has been exceeded. And I am the wrong Soncasie to ask questions about computers. So here we are. I'm having to use Microsoft Edge. I hope you're happy, OneStream. I hope you're happy. So do me a favor before we dive in any further. Give me a big fat thumbs up below. Smash the subscribe if you're new and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy content. We have to let those algorithm overlords know that that was very Australian. No. We have to let the algorithm overlords. That was awful. It was bad. Stop talking. Anyway, we got to let them know you're picking up what I'm throwing down. And it's the best way you can support the channel. So like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you would like to help support the channel in other ways, there are so many ways to do that. We will get into that later. But for now, you've got this handy dandy QR code right here. And there's a lot of links in the description below. So with that being said, let us dive in because I have a lot of complaining to do. I don't know if it's necessarily complaining as much as it is proselytizing, scolding, giving you a piece of my mind. First of all, good news for Green Lantern fans. Garrett Dillahunt has posted on his Instagram that they did their camera test yesterday. So hot dog, hot dog. I am here for it. Any excited for the Lantern series? I sure am. Boy, my nose is like, I can't tell if it's my glasses sitting too low on my nostrils. There we go. There's a deep breath. Enjoy that. Your ASMR this morning. Me taking deep breaths through my allergy nose. Good morning, Spee! I love him. He's one of the Fandom 5. Had to change the name. Now I got to make a new cartoon character. Gosh! Because we had to just get Carlos and like him so much. But I do love me some Speedy. Speedy's my boy. Miss you, man. I'm going to see you this afternoon, I promise. Okay, so any fans looking forward to the Lantern series? Because apparently they're ready to roll. They've done their camera test. It's good stuff all over, I hear. All right. Backyard TARDIS, good morning. I'm trying not to scream directly into the mic, but I insist on yelling good morning to everyone so everyone has a wonderful start to their day. I guess depending how you feel about me yelling good morning to you. Here we go. Here we go. This is, y'all know this is what I want to talk about. This is what I'm excited about. Denis Villeneuve confirms Dune 3 work has begun and will end Paul Atreides' story. Well, are we saying, because he was saying it's going to be Dune Messiah, because the first book, which is simply, that's a tangle. The first book, which was simply called Dune, Villeneuve split up into two films. We got Dune 1 and Dune Part 2. The second book in the Dune series is Dune Messiah. And the third is Children of Dune. Children of Dune is when you really, spoiler alert, really see the last of and hear from the last of Paul Atreides. Dune Messiah, spoiler warning, the book is really about Paul enacting his plan for the Golden Path. That's him doing what he needs to do to ensure that humanity takes the correct path so that humanity endures and survives. The second book is most certainly not the end of Paul's story, but Children of Dune is. So he split the first book into two films. Are we now flipping that around and we're fitting two books into one movie? Curiouser and curiouser. I am very, very curious. Very curious indeed. The Dune franchise is probably the one I'm most intrigued by. I am finishing up The Battle of Corran, written by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. Fantastic series. If you're readers, definitely check those out. That's definitely a book I would recommend. My dog. Okay, sorry. Tiny was trying to come say hi. So tell me what you think of that. Are you looking forward to the next Dune movie? And are you curious as I am about how they're doing this? I really, really hope they do a God Emperor Dune movie. I do, because spoiler alert, there's a giant worm man who has ruled the universe or galaxy for 4,000 years in that book. So very intrigued to see how that translates into live action, because it's never been done before. Never. Not in any of the mini series or movies. So, Omari, I'm curious what Dune Prophecy Season 2 adapts. I am too. I love that show. I super love that show. Pardon me. I've started learning about Mother Raquella in the Battle of Corran. She's in the Battle of Corran book. But the next book, Dune's Sisterhood, that is what they used to do Dune Prophecy. That's the book they used for inspiration for Dune Prophecy. So very excited to get into that one. I cannot wait to get into that. Good morning, Conversations. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sir. Sir Charles. And Music City Soul says, I can't wait to see Giant Worm Man on screen. Me too. Me too. Loud noises. Very excited. Very excited for that. And Sir Charles here over at Conversations. He is one of my Dune buddies. Dune buddies. And yeah, I'd be interested to hear his opinion as well. What? Untamed Mando. Good morning, Untamed Mando. Oh, Tumby. Hey, hope you're doing well. Hail chat. Hello, 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 guys. Good morning. Oh, I'm so happy to see you guys all here. Okay, so yeah, we'll move on from Dune. But yeah, very excited, very excited, very excited. Very interested, very curious. Okay, my time to shine. Hello again. Pinch of salt, tiniest grain of salt. Icheb will be a main villain in Marvel Studios' Black Panther 3. I have no idea who this character is. Just going to be frank, I didn't read a whole lot of Black Panther comics when I was growing up. I read a lot of DC when I was growing up, to be honest. So I cannot have an informed opinion on this. So I'm really going to lean on you guys to tell me how you feel about this right here. About, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, Icheb. Or is it a Chebe? I don't know. These clearly I have trouble pronouncing names. So this is who Music City predicts Denzel will be. I'm going to have to I might have to do a breakdown video of this character just so I can learn something about him. Music City Denzel actually looks a bit like the classic look of Icheb. Nice. Dune totally rocks. Dune is amazing. Dune is one of it. Listen, it's my favorite sci-fi. It is because it's pure sci-fi. It's chef's kiss. Highly recommend. 20 stars. Maria says he's a cool character. All right. Well, I'm looking into him. Maria says so. All right. What do we have next? Here we go. Here's some fancy news. No, you haven't missed the Mackie news. That's our meat and potatoes topic. That we saved that for last. So you're right on time. Achebe. Thank you, Tomby. Thank you so much. No one ever clarifies for that for me, and they certainly don't do it politely. Achebe. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for clearing that up for me. I may have to do a breakdown of this character so I can learn more about it. But would you guys be interested in that? Would you be interested if I did a full breakdown, like an old school comics and cosmetics breakdown video of Achebe? Let me know. Let me know. Until then, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that went on in the Special Effects Magazine interview that Charlie Cox and what's his face did. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name without reading it. I thought I was actually halfway decent at pronouncing names, considering, look at my name. I have one of the most unpronounceable names on planet Earth. I thought I was better than this. Apparently I'm not. Oh! Well, then, Maria, I'm going to make that video just for you. I will. Because one of the whole reasons I came up with comics and cosmetics was so that people or ladies who had boyfriends who were super into that stuff and didn't know much about it and wanted to learn more to carry a conversation with them, or they were new to it. I thought it would be fun for that reason. So because a lady is saying, yes, I would love that, I'm totally going to do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, Backyard Charlie missed the comic breakdowns. Well, Achebe is first on my list. I will get started on that right away for you guys. Love you so much. Thank you so much for that. You have no idea how much that makes my day. Okay. All right. So, Charlie Cox, the showrunner for Daredevil Born Again, did an interview for Special Effects Magazine, and a couple things came out. First of all, Charlie Cox confirms that Daredevil Born Again takes place 6 years after the Netflix series. So they've gone back and forth on this for years now. I mean, it's officially been years. I think like 3 years. They've gone back and forth about whether or not Daredevil Born Again would be a continuation or connected to in any way, shape, or form to the Netflix series by Stephen S. DeKnight. And they kept saying quite frequently and loudly that no, it's not. It has no connection whatsoever. Well, the reason why that is, the reason why they want to say that no, it is not connected, is because if it is, they have to pay Stephen S. DeKnight. They have to pay him money, and they have to give him some sort of credit for that. And for years, I seen it myself. I'm going to have to, I don't know if he's deleted his Twitter or not because I haven't seen him post in quite some time. He's gotten very quiet, suspiciously. But he complained quite loudly about that. Like, they're taking my stuff. They're saying it's not connected, but it's clearly connected. They're just saying it so they don't have to pay me. And now they're saying that it is connected and it does take place. It's a direct sequel. So that makes me wonder. And like I said, Steven tonight, he's gotten very quiet. Like super quiet. He was extremely active on Twitter. He complained about this a lot. And now they're come out and saying that yes, it is connected. It is a direct sequel. So it makes me wonder, did he get his money check? Did he get his bag of Disney cash? And now he has no notes? Curious. But that's just one of the doohickeys that have come out. I have to zoom through a couple to get to the one I want. Here we go. Also, oh God, this is going to be so hard to pronounce. Kino, Disney Marvel has a real problem paying royalties to OG creators and their estates. Facts. No cap from Kino. No cap. My nose really itches. I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't take my allergy meds this morning. Can you tell? Okay. Suddenly it's not. There we go. There we go. Now I can zoom to zoom. All right. Also in this article, Daredevil Born Again showrunner Dario Scardapane. Good Lord. Someone spell that phonetically for me. Says the show has a lot less navel gazing than before. He quotes, or they quote him, the earlier show at its best was fantastic. At its worst, it was two characters in a room talking about what a hero is. I felt that had been done. I'm not taking swipes. But this person goes on to say, also, fun fact, the full Special Effects magazine issue was just released. When he says earlier show, he was talking about the pre-overhaul version of Born Again, not seasons 1 through 3 on Netflix. So he's saying before the overhaul, it was just nasal gazing, that it was lame. A lot of talky. Hey there, Loki. Good morning. He's late. He was getting into a video game fight on X. Well, that seems legit. Good morning, CEO Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance. Good morning. I'm enjoying this yelling good morning to everyone. All right, let me see if I've saved my bookmarks appropriately. Where am I? Here you are. I was there. Let's see. Did I save a bookmark for that? I did not. Okay, I did not. So anyway, there you have it. They reworked it because it was basically two people standing around talking. Okay. How do I get this guy to... There we go. All right, what else do we have to yak about before I start yelling? What was this? Well, now we've already gotten into that. We don't need to... Okay, so here's a thing. Let me see. We'll go with... Okay, Highlander reboot starring Henry Cavill begins filming in May in Scotland. Who's here for it? I love Highlander, and I think Henry Cavill is fantastic casting for this. Wonderful. You can all but guarantee all the Snyder people are going to be throwing their money at it. So, looking forward to this. I love Highlander. I really do. And I think Henry Cavill is excellent casting. Here we go. Here's some crazy news that I've seen some people like really freaking out about. Oh man, that was one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, Kino. The Queen soundtrack on Highlander. Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the you. Hell yeah, I'm here for it. Excellent choices, Maria. Yes, yes, I concur. Okay, so Hudson Thames, or is it Thames? Hudson Thames, who voices the titular web slinger in the upcoming Disney Plus series Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, says his biggest fear was that the show would be annoying and woke. People are ripping him to shreds for this, but why? Why are we ripping him to shreds when it seems like a legit concern? I think woke used to mean one thing and then it got hijacked and now it means another. It means a totally new thing. We all know what he's talking about. Loki said Hudson Thames is lying. He says what he thinks people want to hear. That trailer told me all about the show. How did this happen? There we go. I think you might be onto something there, considering the other stuff that's going on in the news that we're about to get into. You might be right. But I think a lot of people are tired of being preached to and they want substance. You can do representation without doing a shit job at representation for representation's sake is not representation. That's pandering. It's condescending. We deserve three-dimensional characters who represent us. Period. And by us, I mean anyone who has felt ostracized, etc., etc. Like anytime I see an amputee in a show, because I am an amputee, anytime I see an amputee in a show, they've got them in like shorts 24/7, whether there's snow on the ground or not. And that's literally the only thing we know about them. We're not allowed to forget for a second that part of their anatomy is missing and replaced with fiberglass and titanium. They're not treated like fully fleshed out three-dimensional people. So that's insulting to me. Don't throw a disabled in there just to show how nice you are. That's super insulting. Please stop doing that. Representation without alienation. I love that. I love that. Ooh. Fernando, huge fan of old school Highlander movies. Hell yes. Music City Soul. Yeah, woke is being completely misused nowadays, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Okay, here we go. I did save a bookmark for this, so I'm going to take this down and we're going to move to my bookmarks page. How about that? And then the good stuff. And then we ride. Oh, son of a biscuit. Son of a biscuit, guys. I'm not who like does anyone like prefer Microsoft Edge? Anyone? Because I don't. And I have everything saved to my Chrome browser. Nothing saved to Edge because I don't flip and use it. Now they're wanting me to use codes and face IDs and just feels silly. All right, let's see if it lets me in and I can get to my bookmarks. Okay, here we go. Found it. Okay. Come on. Work it. All right, here we go. Brad Winderbaum wants Marvel ABC shows to be canon in the MCU. It's exciting for me to think about how to square those ABC shows with canon. Let's look at the actual article. What? Really? Might be having issues. Might be Well, I guess we can't dive deeper into that nonsense. We tried over here on, yeah, no site can't be reached. So was it a lie? And if you mean ABC shows, like they have pictured here, Agents of Shield, Agent Carter, and Inhumans, do we really want to make Inhumans canon? Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll see you later, Charles. You can catch the Anthony Mackie discussion on the rewatch when you have time. Yeah, nobody uses the Edge. Agent Carter is already canon. It picked up right after First Avenger, and Jarvis was an Endgame. Yes. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. But do we want Inhumans? Do we want this show canon? I mean, I got a wild hair a while back and felt like introducing Dave to Inhumans. Show him that show. He was like, what is happening? Music City Soul. Let's just never mention Inhumans as a show again. Yeah. I thought we were all on that same page. And then Anson Mount showed up as Black Bolt in Multiverse of Madness. I was shocked. I was shook. I was shook. Loki, none of those shows can be canon because of what happened in the movies. Maybe Brad's just having a day and that's why they deleted the article. Because it ain't there. No mo. It's gone. All right. Moving on. Here's our second big topic for the day. Here we go. Smallville star went from hero to zero. Wow, TMZ. Wow. Oh, it's opening up new tabs when I click on that. That's really effing annoying. Wow. Yeah, it keeps opening new tabs. Here we go. Share this tab instead. That's handy. That's handy. Well, it's not doing it, is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is New York Post. Smallville actor Tom Welling arrested for DUI in an Arby's parking lot. Good God, that's hilarious. Arrested for somebody post bail. That's hilarious. Oh, I wonder how this will affect the upcoming Smallville cruise. There's a Smallville cruise? Shut the front door. Edge does that by default. Edge sucks. I don't like it. I don't like it. Arby's of all places, dude, Waffle House is where it's at. Oh, but man, I do love the Arby's big beef. Oh man, they've got a really nice French dip too. But arrested for a DUI at an Arby's parking lot. That is the best. That is the absolute best. That's like the most normal thing. I love it. Tom Welling, best known for his portrayal as young Superman in the TV series Smallville, was taken into custody in Eureka, California. Pardon me, sir. I was reading that. It just disappeared on my end. Here we go. Was taken into custody in Eureka, California for a DUI. 47-year-old actor was arrested in an Arby's parking lot by officers from the Eureka Police Department shortly after midnight on Sunday, January 26th, in the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office. Confirmed to the Post on Tuesday, Welling was booked for misdemeanor driving while under the influence with a blood alcohol level at or above 0.08. TMZ was the first to report the news. Of course they were. Post obtained the star's booking sheet, which describes him as having a clear complexion with stubble and short hair weighing 240 pounds. The document also notes that his speech was clear and lists his occupation as actor, self-employed. Welling was cited and released without bail shortly after 7 a.m. on Sunday. The Post has reached out to a rep for Welling. On Sunday, the actor took to Instagram celebrating his birthday with his wife. Happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now they're talking about their wedding. That's a really stupid ass thing to get into on this article, but there's his mugshot. He was in a parking lot. Was he driving? If he wasn't driving, then he's won that fight. Yeah, sad to hear. It is sad. He should have just been arrested for going to Arby's. Hell no, I love Arby's. Leave me alone. Backyard TARDIS. Yeah, I had no idea. Rosenbaum's doing a cruise. That's super cool. Smallville is one of the best shows. It's the best small screen DC show. It was a WB show. That should be clear. It was a Warner Brother. It was a WB show. And then CW took over the WB and tried to recapture the WB success for years and failed miserably. Hell, he's not driving the boat, is he? Yeah, he'll be there. He'll probably still be there. Okay, now we know why he was at Arby's. There's not much to do in Eureka. So it sounds like he had a drink with dinner, thought he'd waited long enough, got pulled over. Cops waiting to catch someone. Yep. Probably. I'm sure he can beat it. I'm sure he'll be fine. Arby's, the new red kryptonite. Oh, did anyone check to see if he had a red kryptonite ring on? If he had his class ring on, then that's probably what happened. Probably what happened. All right. Oh my gosh, how do I not have this? Really could have sworn I had this. So I'm going to have to pull this up real quick. Okay. What are you guys drinking this morning? You guys got some yummy coffee? I guess I'm going to have to just email it to myself yet again because I need a new computer. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Y'all, my computer is only physically capable of managing Windows 10. But as of October, Windows 10 will be obsolete. They will offer no more updates for it, nothing. You can only use Windows 11, which means I will have to get a new computer. And super sucks for me. That really sucks. Because getting new computers is not easy, man. They're expensive. Luckily, we know someone, so there's that. He does all our computer work. What up, Steve-O? Did I send this to the wrong one? Come on. Let's see. With the French toast. Man, Microsoft Edge just super sucks. All right. I got you. I mean, I totally think I did, but it's not wanting to open for me. All right. Here we go. No more Tom Welling. I hope he's doing well, man. That's a poopy situation. Okay. So, we all remember what Anthony Mackie said yesterday or day before yesterday. I'm going to take this real quick. We all remember that, right? And if we need a refresher, I do still have the video. He was at the premiere of Captain America Brave New World in Rome. And he was doing a panel. Oh, you're sick, Kino? I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you get better. Lots of orange juice, chicken soup, chicken broth. Really awesome. Okay. So he's at this panel, and the Italian reporter asks him in Italian, The main event asks him, what does Captain America represent? What does he mean to you? And Anthony Mackie says that he feels that Captain America represents a lot of different things. And I don't think the term America should be one of them. And he goes on to say it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. But the thing that kills me is I don't think the term America should be one of them. Captain America is something that represents a lot of things, and I don't think the term America should be one of them. It's really hard to misinterpret that. It's really hard. It's a very tone-deaf response. It's, to me, another one of those situations where an actor or anyone, okay, it happens to be occasionally, I'd hope not to this level, but someone's trying to sound profound and relate to this foreign audience and sound so deep and profound that you open your mouth so wide you shove your entire foot into it. Right? I've seen a lot of people argue that, oh, he means the American dream. There's something different than the American dream. Shh. No. Stop trying to put words in this man's mouth. That is what he said. It was an incredibly short-sighted comment. Incredibly short-sighted. And I have so many reasons as to why that is, and how many ways that it was just a really stupid thing to say and offensive. Absolutely offensive. Anthony, the movie comes out in 2 weeks. Don't say anything stupid. Which, hold my beer, is like the most American thing you can possibly do. So, he's in Italy, right? He is sitting in a country that has suffered some serious oppression over the centuries. Hello, Mussolini. Okay, this is when kids today are running around calling people fascists for, not wanting to be told what to do, which is super ironic. That Mussolini was an actual fascist. Okay, Italy's like where it was invented. I don't know. Mussolini was terrible. So you're telling this country that has suffered under actual vicious fascism in the past, and you're sitting there with an abundance of actual riches and freedoms, and you're telling them that Captain America should not represent America. That is just a dumb thing to say. Just a really dumb thing to say. As someone who does public speaking, it's not easy, and you often put your foot in your mouth. You say things that sound good to you. Okay. I know. I get it. You put a camera on me and I forget half the things I know. I understand that. But yeah, I have no idea why Streamlabs think that. Nick, I don't. But this isn't flubbing your words, man. He said, I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. Why on earth would you say that if that's not what you mean? What could you possibly mean by saying that? I'm not buying that. I'm absolutely not going to buy that. And here's the thing. Had this been a character that represented any other country in the world, and he said that, do you think people would react the same way? If there was a character called Captain Italy and he's playing Captain Italy and he's sitting in that Italian audience and he says Captain Italy represents a lot of different things and I don't think the term Italy should be one of them. the outrage and backlash would be swift and immediate and painful. It would be absolutely immediate. And there would be no one saying, well, I don't think that's what he really meant. That's just, yeah, I mean, you could mean that, but that's not what that says at all. And if that's, we're gonna dive deeper into that. But here's the thing: for a man who has reaped the benefits of the freedoms and the opportunities that this country has provided for him, it comes across as very spoiled child. 1,000% very spoiled child. It's just a really stupid thing to say. You know, it's become very acceptable to sit and bash the United States these days. It's become okay. You can't you can criticize the government, sure, but the government and the country are two different things. They're two different things. We have a right, a God-given right to criticize our government. But criticizing your whole country is just seriously distasteful. Very distasteful. And for people to think that, America is just so awful these days. Look, I am very grateful that I was born in the country I was born in, because I would not have lived long. I have many medical conditions that require constant, major orthopedic surgery. And if I'd been born in any other country in the world, I would have either not lived very long or been completely immobile and not been able to actually live a full life. I'm very grateful for the country that I live in. And I get very, very personally offended when I hear people who have so much money and privilege sit there and bash it. Like, really? Please tell us poor people how bad you have it. It's just that for those of us who were old enough to be adults when 9/11 happened, that was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. Okay. I was an Army wife, very young, babies, living on an active duty post, and the country was under attack. We didn't really know right away what was happening. It was very, very scary. But the country really came together. I mean, really came together. And seeing stuff like this now, I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. It feels entitled. So, create a blue collar guy. It's the cool thing to do. People have no idea how much worse it could be. Yes, I agree with you. 100%. Like the other kid, Thames, he's saying what he thinks people want to hear. He thinks that he goes to another country and everyone hates Americans, so I'm just going to sit there and be the cool guy and talk smack about America. So maybe they'll think I'm cool too. When actually, I mean, did you see what poor Italy went through during COVID? Just completely tone deaf. Out of touch thing to say. So, friends of mine were talking yesterday, and that one of our biggest issues was that he had not come out and corrected himself or apologized for these comments. Well, later, yesterday evening, he took to Instagram, or someone took to his Instagram, and they put this up. Let me be clear about this. And this is directly from his Instagram story. His Instagram story, not a post, not a post you can automatically see. An Instagram story, you have to click on their profile picture in order to see their story. So it's not something that is immediately visible. You don't know it's there unless you know to click his profile picture. That feels kind of lame to me. Like, if you really feel apologetic and this is serious and you want to get on top of this, why would you not have that for all the world to see instantly? I don't understand that. So he says, let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. Listen, I agree that Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. This is something that Dave and I talked about in depth when this initially broke. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. Well, he did a really terrible way of trying to say it. It's very easy to say. He could have said Captain America represents a lot of different things. And I think those values of being Captain America are something that can be appreciated all over the world, not just in the United States. It would have been one way to put it. I'm sure there's better ways. Not the most articulate. As we discussed, public speaking is hard, especially when you're on camera and you're a middle-aged woman, and when people don't like what you have to say, they immediately attack your appearance, and it makes you very gun-shy. Yeah, how many people called Feige? Said, Papa Feige! It's the Superman argument. Truth, justice, and the American way. And that's exactly what Captain America and Superman represent, those American values. Jack Kirby created Captain America to inspire and comfort the youth of America during one of the most terrifying times in world history. How do you think Jack Kirby would feel about someone saying he doesn't think that America should be one of those things it represents? I don't think he would care for that very much, personally. But for him to say, let me be clear about this, it comes across as very arrogant. Very arrogant. I mean, the statements yesterday or before that were already arrogant. But to say, let me be clear about this. I'm proud American. Taking the shield of hero Cap is the honor of a lifetime. This is not what he said the day before yesterday. This isn't a clarification of what he said. He's not taking ownership of his mistake at all. He is not taking responsibility for saying something incredibly stupid. Like, none whatsoever. This is him scolding us. Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to. Yeah, but that's not what you said. So where's the mea culpa? Where's the my bad? I put my foot in my mouth. Whoopsie daisy. Oopsie doodles. Anything. There's no ownership of the mistake that he made whatsoever. I think he's upset people that think he hates America. Well, yeah. The way he behaved, speaking volumes, and this post on his story shows no remorse for his his muddled wording, quote unquote. If you did not mean that, quote, Captain America represents a lot of different things, I don't think America should be one of those representations. He is not saying in this quote that I don't think the term America should be the only representation. He's saying that the term America shouldn't be one of those representations. He's not clearing up what that means at all. He's saying something different, and he's not taking ownership of saying that Captain America should not represent the term America. When people show you who they are, you should 100% believe them. That is an incredibly, incredibly spoiled and out of touch statement, and a very arrogant response to it. Papa Doc lost his damn mind. Loki, he won't even say Captain America, just Cap. Like he's still his buddy. It's your dang title now, dude. Treat it with respect. Agreed. What's the problem? Someone online yesterday said to me, well, he attacks, he punches out the president of the United States in the movie, so I think it's pretty clear we know how he feels. And I was like, he wrote the movie? I wasn't aware if he wrote the movie. Well, he's a producer. Well, very happy for him. That's wonderful. Seems like life in America has been very good to him. So why talk smack? Why make such a stupid, offensive, out of touch comment and then take zero responsibility for it? No ownership whatsoever. Remember how the rest of the statement said, it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. I'm reminded of Inigo Montoya. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Integrity is owning your mistakes. Owning your mistakes. If what you meant was that you really don't think America should be one of those representations, own that and say so. And if that's the case, you should not be portraying Captain America because you don't agree with it. But if what you meant to say is that it shouldn't be the only representation, then you need to own your mistake. You need to take ownership and responsibility and say, guys, I apologize. I was nervous. I was flustered. Public speaking is hard. I said the wrong words. That's not what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is this, but I truly apologize. That's not what I meant. That's integrity. That's integrity. Back here, but he's clearing it up. He's telling you what he meant by his statement. Once again, when you're public, I'm sorry, Nick. No, I'm not buying it, because in this statement here, he is taking zero responsibility, and he's not even directly acknowledging this. He's not even saying, when I said this, this is what I meant. He's doing something very strategic. He is not acknowledging the thing that he said. He's not referencing the original thing he said at all. He's not taking any responsibility for having trouble with public speaking in front of a live audience. He's not saying any of that at all. He's saying something totally different. And I think it was absolutely entitled, selfish, arrogant, out of touch, and idiotic. It was stupid. Both posts have shown him, this is, sweetie, but this isn't flubbing words. Well, that makes me very sad. That makes me very sad because this isn't flubbing words. Because if it was flubbing words, he would have said, I flubbed my words. He does not say that. I agree with Tomby. He is not sorry. This isn't, where is it in this where he even references the first thing he said, the mistake? Where is it in this where he references that he misspoke? He doesn't. He does not apologize. He does not acknowledge what he said. He does not take any responsibility for saying something so out of touch and arrogant. None of that. He makes a completely new statement without his face, without his voice, and without posting it directly onto his Instagram. It's only on his Instagram stories, which you have like 2 seconds to read it before it disappears. You got to screen cap it fast. And it's not out in the open. All of those things tell me a different story. It is the typical Hollywood damage control where he's not sorry. They're just trying to protect their product. Agreed. Someone from Disney, and this is where I get really upset. So, Backyard TARDIS, I hope you have it left because I think you're going to agree with me on this part. Gina Carano did literally nothing. Gina Carano did nothing. She said nothing. She did nothing wrong, nothing offensive. She never said these people are horrible. I hate these people. I don't think they should represent this. She didn't do any of that. And yet, Disney canceled her, fired her, and canceled her. Anthony Mackie goes on stage at a premiere in front of a foreign audience and says Captain America should not represent America. Where is the moral outrage? Where is the firing? Justice for Gina. If I were her, she's won her lawsuit. She's won her lawsuit. What's this? Rules for me, but not for thee? Is that what this is? Tommy says his words were selfish and short-sighted, spat in the face of all that makes America great. Instead of saying sorry, he simply clarifies a position by stating something with minimal visibility. Exactly. Kino says Disney wanted a strong, independent woman. The moment they got one, they canceled Gina. Hard agree. Everyone wants one until you have one. But she did literally nothing wrong. Anytime someone comes at me with, she was anti these people, show me. They can't. She didn't do anything. And Disney canceled her. Ruined her career. Trashed her name and canceled her. Anthony Mackie actually says something stupid and gives this whatever this is, this selfish, arrogant nonsense here, and he's going to get to keep his job forever. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. What they have done to Gina Carano is shameful. And Anthony Mackie gets to talk stupidity on stage to an audience at a premiere and no repercussions. If you don't agree with the character, you should not be portraying him. I mean, that's, how is that not obvious? This is a terrible response. It's not good enough. Not by any means. Tomby, I'm not even American. It pisses me off. Thank you. Well, Gina definitely didn't do anything wrong. She shouldn't have been fired. Anthony Mackie, just give him a different role. He doesn't want it. No, he wants to. He wants it to represent something else. He's got the government confused with the country itself. That's not what this country is about. The country is the people. The country is the people. All the people here. And we're pretty badass and awesome, if you ask me. Where else in the world can you talk so much shit about your government and your country and not get, like legal repercussions for it? You can't post memes in Great Britain without the cops showing up at your door and arresting elderly people. They're arresting senior citizens for memes in Great Britain. It's 2025, and people are still being arrested for talking trash about Great Britain. Tomby says Anthony Mackie doesn't understand the mantle and persona of Captain America. He misses the mark by a mile. Absolutely. Captain America embodies the spirit of the American citizen, of America. We are a self-made nation. We took this country. We did. We took it from people, but we didn't ask permission from Great Britain. We did it. We did it. We forged wilderness and survived and built the most powerful nation in the world with our own two hands. I think it is just incredibly arrogant and short-sighted to not understand what Captain America represents. And that is our we do what we want attitude, our ambition, our passion. And very upsetting. Omari created blue collar guy. Yes, but it's funny to watch Ziegler light her career on fire. Oh man, don't get me started on Rachel Ziegler. Says she's all sorts of stupid things without apology. Still his job. We have got to stop making excuses for poor behavior. Stop. I have this saying when I was, raising my kids. I have 4 kids. 25, 23, 21, and 16. Okay? In their whole lives, I told them, my job is not to raise kids. My job is to train future adults. And we are treating these people, these grown-ass people, who we pay them millions of dollars to entertain us. We are treating them like children by making excuses for poor behavior. Behavior that they are grown enough to know is poor behavior, and they're getting away with it. And we're making excuses for them. Is that okay? I don't know. We complain and wonder, what happened? Why are kids like this these days. And it's because we keep making excuses for grown people doing stupid shit. You know better. You're grown. You don't need me to hold your hand and pet your head. You said something stupid. Own it. I say stupid things. I own it. Yeah, I said that. I'm a weirdo. I'm really dumb. I'm sorry. That's the only way you can move forward. You take responsibility for your actions and then you do your best to never do them again. The best apology is changed behavior. You got to show me. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. I just think we need to stop making excuses for people doing stupid things, because you know what? When the poor folk do stupid things, we get real repercussions. Real things happen to us. Bad things happen to us. We get disciplined. We get legal action. We get kicked out of our houses and unable to pay bills and struggle. What makes them any different from us? They're not better, that's for sure. They're just luckier. And what do they do with all that good fortune and privilege? They spit in our faces. They tell us poor folk how bad they got it. And I'm kind of over it. Stuff like this makes it hard for me to support Disney, Marvel, or any sort of studio and project. I agree with you. It makes it very, very hard. You know, I've always tried to compartmentalize to separate art from artist. But stuff like this, when 9/11 happened, I was 21 years old. I was pregnant with my second child. I had a toddler. My husband was out in the field. He was downrange. And I lived on a tiny island that has more military bases per capita than anywhere else in the world. We were all basically military. And you get a call at like 4:00 in the morning. You got to pack your kid up and rush to, because, you know, they were, I don't know how this stuff works. All I know is I had to rush to get on post, get to the unit, and bring my husband his pack, his other pack that was already ready to go. The other one, you know, they were downrange. This was 25 years ago, so forgive me. It took me 4 hours to get on post because every single car that came through, you had to get out. You know, dogs were searched, mirrors, everything. Took your whole car apart, searched everything. It felt like the world was ending. It was terrifying. Like, just, I shake thinking about it to this day. How scary it was that someone had attacked our country, and my husband is probably going to go to war, and there's a possibility he could die. It was terrifying. And in seeing all of that, remembering what it was like, and all the men and women that were prepared to instantly lay their lives down to protect this country. And then to see someone make such a flippant remark, because whether, okay, sure, maybe he flubbed his words, but that feels that he's being awful flippant about it, considering Loki. Loki says, think about all the people not on this platform or on Twitter who will just quietly walk away from superhero movies, Disney movies, and everything and not tell anyone. You never get them back. Tabitha! Thank you. But it's very flippant, which tells me he doesn't take that stuff seriously. He doesn't take the sacrifices that others have made so he can be where he is seriously. And to make a comment like this, responding to it, again, feels very scolding to us. Like a page out of James Gunn's book. No, you just misunderstood what I said. It's your fault. Let me be clear about this. No responsibility. No responsibility. No acknowledgement. Christian Fandom Geek, what's up? What's up, Aaron? Kino, you know what I might watch? 2002 Spider-Man movie. Yep. It was very stupid. And the only way that anyone can get past this is if he acknowledges it. It is not an apology, and it is not a clarification to not even remark upon the comment that was made. To not acknowledge it, to not make his correction, to not take responsibility for the thing he said and make a mess. This is being scolded. This is him scolding us for not liking what he said. Omari, if Brave New World tanks, headlines won't say it's because of Mackie's bad PR. They'll say moviegoers are anti-American. Flubbing your words is... I always think of George W. A fool, you fooled me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, a fool can't fool me again. That's flubbing your words. He said very clearly and articulately, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. That was deliberate. That was deliberate. And this here, that is not an acknowledgement. It's selfish. It's short-sighted. It's out of touch. Hey, Carlos! Hello, sir. It's coming out on Black History Month, so pick your poison. Un-American or racist will be in the headlines. Either way, it does feel like we're being scolded. It does feel like we are being scolded for having standards. But again, my stance is we need to stop making excuses for poor behavior. Entirely. It's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If we have serious consequences for poor behavior, famous rich people should too. Like there's no difference. They're just luckier. It's not right. It's not right. Unacceptable. Any final remarks, questions, comments, emotional outbursts, please leave them in the chat. We are wrapping up. Wrapping it up. Boy, this video is going to have so many dislikes. So many dislikes. There goes another one. Yesterday's got 3 dislikes. The day before that, 2 dislikes. Today it will be 15 because I have integrity. I tell you how I feel, and that's exactly how I feel. You will not need, nor will you ever see, me post some selfish comment on my Instagram story that you wouldn't know otherwise to go check to see it, because this is how I feel. Shame on him. There should be repercussions. I'm here for the dislikes. Again, Gina Carano got canceled for doing absolutely nothing. Anthony Mackie says an incredibly offensive thing on an international stage and then scolds us for not liking it, and he's perfectly fine. Tommy says comics milk their tears of dislikes. It's positive engagement. Integrity weed. That's it. That's for bedtime. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to cut myself off because I get preachy. But thank you so much for putting up with me, guys. Thanks for always being here. Thanks for starting your day with me as always. Before you go, please make sure you've hit that like button. Up there goes the dislike. I can almost hear them. And subscribe. Oh, I want to dislike. Subscribe if you're new and ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy goodness. If you would like to help support the channel in other ways, there are so many options and you have no idea how much they help. Streaming software, editing software, it costs money and it's not cheap. So if you feel moved to tip in some sort of way, we have this QR code right here that will take you to buymeacoffee.com, comics and MUA, and you can help by tipping me as little or as much as you like. There's also my Cash App if you prefer that. It's $ DanielleSoncasie. And again, you can also tip as much or as little as you like. There's also my Patreon. You can join the official Nerdling Army by going to patreon.com/comics. And we have 3 different tiers starting as little as $3 a month. You get your own little design rank insignia. There's Nerdling, Nerdling First Class, and Nerdling Supreme. Each come with their own merch that you get every 3 months. For the first year, you get access to the official Nerdling Army chat, behind the scenes, outtakes, ask me anything, and you can request breakdowns. So that's a fun little perk right there. I also have a merch store over at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com, all 100% Danny original graphic designs on any kind of product you could possibly imagine. Right now, the hot ticket is Visit Sunny Arrakis dune glasses, pint glasses I've made, and also a Saint Neil from Skeleton Crew prayer candle. That's one of my favorites. I'm also sponsored by Apotheosis Comics and Lounge in South City, St. Louis. Whoop, whoop, my old hood. It is a comic book shop and bar. Not kidding. There's also an arcade, collectibles, apparel, games, you name it. Everything is there. Can't get there, don't live nearby, don't worry. Just go to shopapotheosis.com/comics and use my code comics and at checkout for 10% off. You can get comic book subscription boxes. It's so easy. I absolutely love those guys. Definitely check that out. I'm a member of the Red 5 Network. We look so good in red. You have no idea. But we are a family of content creators and podcasters that are huge, huge dorks. We talk about comic books, Star Wars, Star Trek, sci-fi, Dungeons and Dragons. It's all there. So if that sounds like something that sparks your interest, definitely go to red5.bio.link today to find more. Red 5 Network. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much. So much for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening to all of my problems. And I will be back tomorrow morning with a whole new list of problems and probably some stuff that I really like. There's lots of stuff that I like. That's for sure. We just don't hear much about it. But until then, I've been Danny. You've been awesome. And I will see you tomorrow morning.
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!